What's good? What's good? What's good? We back with another one. It's your host, Prince. You already know what it is. Chicago Sky 2025 Draft Report Series, episode number 8. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me. We on episode number 8 of the Chicago Sky Draft Report. I've literally done more drafting than Chicago Sky have. At this point, I've literally done more recruiting for the Chicago Sky than they probably have. Chicago Sky, I'm gonna send y'all my check because I probably have done more recruiting than y'all have done. I've probably done more analysis, more breakdowns than y'all have done on y'all draft board so far. But we'll see. But shout out to everybody for coming in. Shout out to WBB Universe. My girl Key. Make sure y'all check out our episode from yesterday. Again, we'll be live every Monday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all check those out. The Takeover Show. Make sure y'all check those out. I dropped the video today on the Seattle Storm from that one. So if you haven't, check that one out as well. Shout out to Kawan Jackson. Shout out to Miss Gant. What's going on, Miss Gant? Hey, I'm excited for this one. Again, give y'all a second to get on in here. Chicago Sky, send me my check, man. Send me my check. I've literally done more draft scouting for the Chicago Sky than Jeff probably's done. So send me my check. I'm gonna mail it to you. You know, IMZO Media LLC. You know, it's coming to you. What's going on, my dude? AB. We in the Zone. Yes, sir. We in the Zone. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Take a second and hit the like button before we get to this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You already know what it is. This is IMZO Media. I'm your host, Prince. This is the Chicago Sky 2025 Draft Report Series, episode number 8. And today we have our very own Saniya Rivers from North Carolina State. Shout out to the Wolfpack out there. Any Wolfpack fans out there, shout out to you. But again, without further ado, we know Rival is about to kick off. I do want to get this started. So those who come in late, they just going to have to catch this on the playback, replay it later on. Because I am live streaming the Unrivaled with my brother Showtime, man. So make sure y'all pull up over there for that one. We'll be live streaming Unrivaled games. They're starting about an hour and a half. So I do want to get this started. Today we will have an open panel. So stick around. I'll open the panel up. We'll get a 30-minute conversation going. But shout out to all of y'all. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button as you come in. What's going on, MJ? What's going on? Hit the like button as you come in. But let's get to it. As you know, Chicago Sky draft report notes. We always start with these so we can continue to be familiar, continue to update ourselves on what's going on, free agency signings, things like that that's going on. Just want to stay updated as we go through our draft reports like the team usually would. So again, the draft is April 14th. We only got 2 picks. Well, we actually got 2 other picks. I just haven't added them yet. We got 2 second-round picks. I just haven't added them yet. I'll add them later on. But under contract, we already know for 2025 season so far, we got angelreese, Camila Cardoza, Courtney Vandersloot, Kia Nurse, Michaela Onweye, Elizabeth Williams, Rebecca Allen, Rachel Banham, and Mariah Jefferson, a.k.a. Mojo. But this is really about Saniya Rivers, where she stands, what's going on, Dre Stewart, what's going on. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Again, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. But let's get to it, though. Let's meet Saniya Rivers. She went to Ashley High School, 2021 McDonald's All-American, 2021 Gatorade Player of the Year, 2021. She was actually the number 3 recruit coming out of high school. She was number 1 for a while, but she ended up being the number 3 recruit. I don't know how that happened. That's very weird. So Ozzie Fudd and Raven Johnson were 1 and 2. So Ozzie was 1, Raven Johnson was number 2, but Saniya Rivers won the Gatorade Player of the Year. That's very weird. I don't know how that happened. I've never seen that happen before. So that's very weird. She was also North Carolina's Gatorade Player of the Year 3 years in a row, 2021, 2020, and back in 2019 as well. Again, she was number 3 recruit coming out of high school. She was number 1 for a while. When I was researching it, like for some reason around like October, it flipped to Ozzy, and she went 3 because Ozzy was 2, Raven was 3, and Saniya was 1. And for some reason, it kind of flipped. I don't know if it had something to do with the championships that Ozzy won or whatever like that. Who knows? Who knows how that's judged? But we already know she started off with the South Carolina Gamecocks, where she won the national championship with them as a freshman in 2022. Then she transferred to North Carolina State, where she's been the last 3 years. In 2023, she was ACC 6th Player of the Year. She was an AP All-American honorable mention as well in 2024, as well as 2024. She was all ACC tournament. We already know what she did in the tournament, reaching it to the Final Four. I think it was South Carolina, North Carolina State, Connecticut, and Iowa that year. So shout out to them. They were definitely one of the Cinderella teams that year. I didn't when I did my predictions, I didn't have them making it past the Sweet 16. So for them to make it to the Final Four, they definitely overachieved, and it was due to her balling out, giving them a different dynamic. And again, North Carolina really had an actual point guard, but we'll kind of get into all of that specifics. We'll kind of get into all of that. And of course, we already know the dynamic two-way player she is. 2024 ACC all defensive team. And we always like to give a shout out to the NIL deals in this new era. I wish when I was playing, we had the NIL deals, man. I wish. But she does have a deal with McDonald's, Alley Financial, Adidas, a few local NIL deals with like Chevrolet truck companies in North Carolina. She's part of like the NIL Wolfpack deal that North Carolina has with like local brands. So shout out to her for partnering with them. Shout out to North Carolina State, the Wolfpack NIL deal, for making sure that athletes get paid from their connections as well. So shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. This year, Saniyarivers, we all know, point guard, 14.5 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, shooting 42% from the field. That does need to go up a little more if she is going to be going to the next level and shot selection, but we'll kind of get into that. That kind of stood out to me. Her other numbers are okay. Assists, and we're gonna get into assists later. So assists, I'm not really tripping on it because of how they play and her responsibility. So one thing that did stand out to me when I was doing my research, I was like, if you've been around a while, you already know I'm big on, like, I've stayed true to this in every conversation I have. I don't change up. I always say, what did you do for me when it mattered? And she hasn't really been the one when it mattered, which is a little concerning to me. But I'll say this: she is a two-way contributor, and her impact hasn't fallen off. So when I sit back and think about it, right, I go look at the games. I actually went back and rewatched the North Carolina game, the South Carolina game where she had like 4 points, and I watched the first half of the Duke game this morning. Their team offense is kind of wonky. It's kind of like your turn, my turn. They got a very, very wonky offense. A lot of coaching going on with that. I don't like their defensive scheme. To say you got a Saniyarivers, your defensive scheme isn't really that good. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned about them going into March Madness. I don't think their players are being utilized the right way. It's just a little scary. So they're 2-4 against ranked teams, right? I watched the games. She does stand out on both ends. I mean, if she isn't first or second team all defense this year, it's a robbery. Like, it's a robbery. So I'm watching the games, right? Even against the ranked teams they lost against, right? The 4 ranked teams they lost against. So I'm watching the games. I'm taking down my little notes because I want to little tidbits. Y'all, some of y'all pretty much know how I do. So I'm writing down my notes, right? And time after time, even in the game against South Carolina when she had 4 points, it was like time after time after time. She would come up with a stop. She would cause confusion. We call it the hockey steal. Like, you got the hockey assist. She would get the hockey steal where she would tip the ball, but somebody else would get it. Like, and they just couldn't score on the other end. Like, they don't they need to work point guard by committee. So Saniyarivers is listed as their official point guard, but I'm gonna be honest, they need a point guard. She plays way better off ball, and you can tell in instances she really wants to play off ball. A true point guard. So I think they do need to do a better job at playing point guard by committee. Even with James, like point guard by committee. And again, that's why when I'm watching their games, I'm like, their coach isn't really that good. Their coach isn't really that good because even on defense, like Saniyarivers can cause. So when I do my draft breakdowns, I really try to take the blinders off. I try to take biasness. I try to take biasness out of it, right? So I look at like impact, like eye test wise, and I'm gonna be honest. Saniyarivers' defense is impressive. Like very, very impressive. Even in the games that matters. I mean, if we look at the games that matters, I mean, she's averaging 12.6 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.3 steals, 2.3 blocks, shooting 37% from the field. Like, I'm not mad at her statistics against the ranked team because I actually went back and do some research. So we talk about like the Raven Johnsons, the what other wing or like the Flaw Jays, somebody else I had looked at today. I forgot who it was, somebody else. Even Citron, it was Citron. So with Flaw J, Citron, and Raven Johnson, I looked at their stats, right? Don't you know, defensively and offensively, like combined, like impact both sides of the floor against. If you take the record out of it, I know winning is everything, right? But sometimes winning is a team sport. Like you gotta, the team gotta win. One player can't win. So I went back and like look at statistics of like Raven Johnson, the Flaw J, and Citron, like they're kind of wing combo guards. And they're highly touted two-way players. So I went and look at their statistics versus ranked teams. Don't you know? Out of those 4, Saniya is number 2 in points, number 1 in rebounds, number 3 in assists, number 1 in steals, number 1 in blocks, and number 3 in field goal percentage. Out of those 4, Citron, Flaw J, and Raven Johnson, out of those 4, number 1 in steals, number 1 in blocks, number 3 in field goals, number 3 in assists, number 2 in rebounds, and number 2 in points per game against the ranked teams this year. So I think she's a little underrated when we look at it from that aspect. Who knows what could have happened with her draft stock, her development, because we're gonna get into that a little bit on the next slide. Actually, her development, it hasn't peaked like it should have. Like, and that's weird. Like, she's so great on defense, but technically, he hasn't even really peaked yet. Like, I'm not talking as a professional athlete. I'm talking about like just college. So I was sitting back thinking, right? I was sitting back thinking, and I was like, Saniyarivers, and I know some people want her to get drafted this year, but you have every year they got like 3 or 4 of those players where they would benefit from another year in college on a better team. Saniyarivers, if she was able to go back to college next year, North Carolina revamp, or she transfers or a more suitable team that lets her kind of like utilize her real talent. Because I'm gonna be honest, on North Carolina, her real talent isn't really being utilized. Like and we rave about her defense, but if you watch the way she's used, her defensive prowess, she's very smart on defense. She got long arms, 6'5" wingspan. We'll get into that later. Like the way that the coach uses her, she's definitely being undervalued. And again, when you think about winning, I mean, they're a ranked team. I know they lost on, I think, Sunday or Saturday. They lost. But so we don't know how they'll probably end up like in that 17 range. I don't know. But she hasn't developed at all. She just matured. Like I watched her game, and this is what I did. I went back and watched her play in South Carolina. I watched like a full game and a half game. One of the half games was against LSU. And I watched, of course, all her games today from like the ranked teams. And one thing that stood out to me was her game hasn't developed. She's just matured, like confidence-wise. Like she understands she's older than some players. She's quicker, but her game, as far as like understanding court spacing, when to shoot, how to get a good shot, she still struggles on her dribble drive. Like she doesn't finish. We'll get it. I don't want to get into the specifics because we'll get into that when we get to her strengths and weaknesses. But like just watching her against the ranked teams, that really stood out to me. The way that she's utilized is very undervalued. She's one of those players where she gets to the next level and you say, I didn't know she had that in her bag, or I didn't think she was that good. It's because the team she's on, she's not being her best self. If that makes sense to some of you out there. Like at North Carolina State, she's not being her best self. But we'll see what that looks like. She does need to develop a little more. Again, she's one of those players that she could benefit from staying in college another year in the right program, around the right teammates. She's one of those that could definitely benefit from being in college another year. And it's very weird to say because how talented she is. But she can benefit. She can benefit from I think she needs a new coach. Honestly, she needs to be in a new system because that system isn't built for her. She's just the designated. She's like the designated point guard. She's not really their point guard. She's like the designated point guard because they don't have a sufficient point guard that could get them to the promised land and could win games for them. WBB Universe said, damn, that sucks because I think she can't stay. Yeah, I wish she could stay, Key, because she could benefit from another year in college in the right system. She hasn't, her game has not developed. She still gets erratic going downhill. We'll get into it. But against ranked teams, she's shown up on both ends of the floor. When I compare her to the other three that I consider great two-way players, two of them are scheduled to be drafted this year, one in the top 5, and then next year one of them is scheduled to be in the top 3 possibly with Flaw Jays. So we'll see. Measurements, play style comparison. Y'all know I love to do these. Wingspan, same as Nafisa Collier, 6'5" wingspan. And we already know what she is. She's the dog. Kalia Copper, 6'1", same height as Saniyarivers. Kalia Copper, play style comparisons coming out of college. Same thing, Kalia Copper, athletic two-way impact, able to guard your best wing combo guard on the other end, but also able to get their own shot, score, facilitate when needed to on the other end. Copper's game was a little more defined coming out, but their play styles, if you like put the film together. So I did that today. I like put their film together like on 2 different screens, and I looked at them on their dribble drives, and like there's no difference. There's no difference. It's crazy how the same they are on the dribble drives. It's crazy how they both look. Of course, her strengths: defensive playmaker, point of attack, help defense to offense, loose balls, all of that. Like, she's great on defense. Transition scoring, rebounding. She's a great rebounder, like 7 rebounds a game. She's a great rebounder. She had a couple double-digit rebounds this year. I think even against I think it was Duke, she had like 11 rebounds, 11 to 10 rebounds. So she's a great rebounder. Athleticism, of course, quick feet, quick lateral movements, quick second jump. Like, her second jump is amazing. Like that, I think that's why she's a great rebounder. Her second, like, it's like bam, bam. Like, her second jump is amazing. Amazing. She got quick feet. That's why I say man, watching her film today, I was like, she is being done a disservice being at North Carolina State. She has so much to offer, but her game isn't developed enough. Like, it's like, man, so much to offer. Game just isn't developed enough. So much to offer. So much. Weaknesses, decision making. She isn't a natural point guard. Her decision making is wonky. Her half-court offense, decision making, facilitating, coming off pick and rolls. She's a great scorer off pick and rolls, which we'll get into later. But like, as far as facilitating off pick and rolls, that's not really her game. So Chicago Sky fans out there, they might want her as like a backup point guard. If we're going to be running pick and roll, I don't know if she's the point guard you actually want, because she doesn't have great court vision. Because she's naturally a scorer, so she doesn't have great court vision, man. Her court vision is wonky. Her decision making, when to take a shot, is all erratic. Like, it's just her game needs to be redefined. Game needs to be redefined. Shooting efficiency, her mid, like, she has her shooting efficiency starts with her shooting. It starts with her mechanics. Her mechanics are so weird. Like, she has that high arcing power shot where she gets right to the top of her arc, and like it gets stuck, and then she shoots it. Like, her feet are never set right. Like, she does the kick out. Like, she needs to get with a shooting coach. To say she has long arms, she's so athletic. I think if she gets with the right shooting coach, they could fix that a little bit, especially her three-point shooting. Her three-point shooting is horrible. Just the mechanics of it, the way she just steps forward, does the kick step. She has the pause in her shot at the top of her arc. Her elbow doesn't extend well. Like, it kind of extends out, then up and forward. Like that, coaches teach you that degree shooting angle. Like, she struggles with that. Like, she needs to get with a shooting coach. Like, man, that's why I say she has so much to offer, but she hasn't developed in her 3 years at North Carolina State. She just hasn't. She hasn't developed her game. But again, her shooting efficiency, even getting to the rim, going through contact, she struggles with it. She still has that kind of high school finish where it's kind of like she doesn't have a left hand at all. Let's get that out the way first. Let's get that. Look, I'm watching her play against Duke today. I'm watching her play against Duke. I'm watching the playback of Duke, right? She refused to go left. Like, I was like, Saniya, go left. She refused to go left. I was like, what is going on? I was like, the coach ain't telling you. Look here, man. As a coach, I'll play for coaches where if you don't got a hand and you don't want to utilize it to get better, they're going to draw up a play to make you go left. Or make you go, I was left-handed, but to make you go right. Like, she isn't confident in her left hand at all. If she goes left, If she goes left, she's shooting it. Like if she goes left, she's shooting it. She's not trying to pass from a. It's weird because she doesn't even like to pass when she penetrates left. Like she's not passing. She's not getting all the way to the rim. She's trying to just shoot it from wherever she had on the court. She picks the ball up way too much when she dribbles left. She does her dribble the air out the ball thing a lot. Like shooting efficiency, it starts with her left hand and her mechanics. She needs to fix that first. She needs to get better with her left hand, and her mechanics need to change. Like she hasn't, and it's so crazy. Like North Carolina State, don't y'all got athletic trainers? Don't y'all got developmental coaches on y'all staff? Like y'all don't take pride in making players better. I never understood that about college. Like, especially, I see if there was the 15th lady on the bench, right? That's a walk-on there on an academic scholarship, because y'all don't know this, but every college does that. It helps with their boosting their ratings and stuff like that, as far as academically with scholars. So like most of your blue chip schools, a lot of their GPAs aren't good for the best players. So what they'll do is they'll bring on some kid who was okay in high school but had a great GPA, a 4.0 or higher GPA, just so they can raise the academic standard of the players. Like they do that. It's called manipulating the academic standards rating. So they do that. So if it's just them, I'm not talking about them. Saniyarivers, for the last 2 years, has been rated as a high draft pick. Y'all didn't take pride, because this is what I don't. The reason I'm asking that question is because y'all don't take pride in developing high draft picks. Because at the end of the day, it looks better on you. It's like you come here, we'll develop you. You'll end up as a high draft pick. Y'all should be taking advantage. I never understand why colleges don't do that. You're supposed to be taking advantage of that. Take advantage of those opportunities to make you look better in the long run when it comes to recruiting. So it's very weird that she hasn't really, in its little things, her game isn't flawed. It's more of her mechanics and understanding. Like her game isn't flawed. It ain't like she needs to learn how to when to shoot. It's more of like it's very weird that they haven't redefined those little things about her game that can make her a little better player. Because again, there's areas of the floor she's not comfortable in. Of course, like I just talked about, she hates to put the ball in her left hand. She'll dribble all the way down court. I watched against I was watching today South Carolina when she had 2 points. I think it was 2 or 4 points. Yeah, I think it was 2 points, 4 points maybe. One time Hall was guarding her. She literally got the rebound and never took the ball out of her right hand. Hall literally guarded her left, and she never switched hands, and it ended up with a turnover. She refuses to put the ball in her left hand when being guarded. Refuses. Like developmental coaches, you're watching film. Let's get better at that. Again, her game is worthy enough to be a first round pick, but she'll be a project. Because that's how good she can be. Her game is good enough to be a first round pick, but she'll be a project that you'll have to bring on slowly, because she struggles with contact at the rim. She still, like I said earlier, she still has that high school finish where it's like, you ever watch players in high school where they get to the rim and they go against a big or a guard their size and they do the little overhand scoop trying to get it over them. She doesn't know how to like fade from contact. She doesn't know how to take contact and figure out another shot. Like she doesn't change her angles on her layups. Like she still has that high school finish. That lets me know they haven't worked with her on her dribble drive at all. Like she looked the same from when she was a freshman at South Carolina. Her dribble drive literally looks the same. Like they haven't, y'all, North Carolina, because I don't want to bash y'all too much, but y'all have failed Saniyarivers. I'm gonna be honest. I know y'all made it to the Final Four last year, but just as an individual player, y'all have failed her miserably. Y'all have failed her horribly. Failed her horribly. She, again, first round talent. Her game just needs to be brought on a little more slowly. So I'll see. And I see y'all chats. I'm gonna get to a couple of them in a minute. Cause I do want to get to all of this. And again, like I talked about, her finishing through contact, still struggles with that. Still struggles with that. Hasn't really defined that, but I blame that on North Carolina State because they got to address that in practices in the off season during workouts. You got to address those things. Like that's part of your North Carolina State coaches. You need to go have a conversation with your developmental staff because they are not good at all. They're not good at all. But anyway, here nor there. Here nor there. WNBA comparisons, aerial powers, defensive prowess, dynamic wing, great size, great arm length, great body structure, Ariel Atkins, mid-range game. Ariel Atkins pull-up is a little better than hers, but they kind of shoot in the same areas. Defensive excellence as far as like playing passing lanes, knowing when the screen is coming. Ariel Atkins is great at that as well, as far as like anchoring a defense being a guard, ISO scoring as well. Both of them are kind of like comparable ISO scores. Kalia Copper, athleticism, downhill play style, transition play as far as like getting out, running in the open fast break. Diamond DeShields is another great comparison for her. Versatile guard, wing, defense and offensive scorer, pick and roll scorer. Like I said, she's great as a pick and roll scorer, not a pick and roll defender. I mean, not a pick and roll facilitator, just a pick and roll scorer. Ability to attack the basket with their long wingspan. I love Diamond DeShields as one of her best comps. I think Kalia Copper is Saniyarivers' ceiling, but I think Diamond DeShields is her comp. Uncle J.E., Ryan Howard, nah. So Ryan Howard. I don't think Ryan Howard is a great defender. First of all, let's get that out the way. I don't think Ryan Howard is a great defender. Like they have too many 9 comps than comps. So when I compare players, I try to say, okay, not just who you look like on a picture or just might look like as far as like when you score. I try to compare like the pros and cons. And Ryan Howard and her pros and cons with Saniyarivers, her cons are. The comps just aren't there as far as like just their play style. The comps just aren't there. Ryan Howard is a better 3-point shooter. Her mechanics is a little better. Even though Ryan Howard has like that slow release, her mechanics is a little better. Ryan Howard is a better finisher at the rim. But I think Saniyarivers is a better rebounder though. She's a better rebounder. She's a better defender. She's a better facilitator than Ryan Howard. Like, Ryan Howard is not her comp at all. Not her comp at all. But again, that's my WNBA comparisons. Let me open up the floor for y'all. Again, I know Rob about to start, so just want to give y'all a couple minutes if there's anything y'all want to touch on from the draft report. Again, North Carolina needs to figure out when it comes to March Madness this year. I know they got far, but looking at their play style, the field is wide open, right? But they could get in trouble. They could be one of those teams because it's not just her that's inconsistent. Their team is inconsistent. Like they could be one of those teams that get knocked out in the first round. Like they could be one of those teams that get knocked out by that D2 school that's the first 4 in. They could be one of those teams because of their play style. Like they depend too much on ISO ball between her and James. Like they depend on too much on their scoring abilities. If they're not scoring, their percentages they don't really shoot good at all. Like they're not really a good goal percentage team. They depend on Rivers defense and Isaiah James offense. Like they not that good. They're not that good. What's going on, Keith?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Nothing at all. Great break. My question will be where are you putting her because, like you said, the three ball ain't really there, but she's obviously a defensive talent, so she would be good as a wing at the three. But you don't got a three ball. Her efficiency with shot making ain't there either. So at the two, it's not like you a bucket getter or a scorer. You know what I'm saying? And then she's suspect at the one at best. It's like she can't. It's like she's decent at 1, 2, and 3, but not a great talent at not any one of those positions. So it's like, where are you putting her at? What do you develop? Like, you know what I'm saying? So if you a
Yeah.
team that draft her, and I'm not saying you I'm not even talking about actually that would be wrong for me to say I'm not talking about the sky because that's what you're talking that's literally what you're talking about. So yeah, if you drive her at the 10 right to the sky, what are you putting her at? Where are you developing her at? What are you doing?
Um, I think this is what I think. I think Saniyarivers should be a 3.
Okay.
And if she needs to, so it ain't that she can't shoot threes, is more that that's not her strong skill set because she's more of a tweener. She got that she has that in between game, but it needs to be redefined.
Mhm.
Her release is wonky. Her mechanics is very very off, and they haven't been corrected since she left South Carolina. Like the last 3 years, she's been shooting the same mechanic. Like her mechanics haven't changed. So I think her best position going to the next level is small forward, but she needs to be on a team where she's not their primary shooter
Okay.
because she can get away with it like a Sykes, right? She can get away with it. Where Sykes plays in a way where her 3-point shooting isn't a liability to the team.
But don't you think
So
that's because Sykes is quite literally a point guard? She shouldn't be, but she quite literally is their point guard. So
remember
she
I
could get
said this
away.
yesterday when we was talking about Washington. I
Yeah.
think this is just from my observation of her and that team and just Sykes in general.
Yeah.
Sykes is a just kind of just like Rivers is.
Mhm.
Sykes is a point guard by priority only. Like Sykes is really a 3. Like Sykes is really a 3. But her height and her athleticism, it continues to put her in that point guard situation. Because do you consider Sykes a great facilitator?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying is to your point of she could get away with not really being that great at the three or whatever, which I'm not disputing that. But I'm saying Sykes is able to get away with it because they're not looking for her as the point guard really to be a expert at the three. Now, if she was at the wing, they might ask more of her from that spot. But no, I don't consider her a point guard. She's pretty much to me, she a combo guard. She gonna go get a bucket for the most part. She's not that great of a facilitator.
Yeah. Um. I could give you 2 teams. When you think about her being at the 3, she needs to
Yeah.
be on a team where she can develop, not come right in away. She don't need to be going to a team where they need immediate impact from her because
Okay.
when teams do that, she'll end up overseas.
Yeah.
If she goes to a team that need immediate, I'm saying it here first. Y'all heard it here first. If she goes to a team this year, Key, that needs immediate impact from her, she'll end up overseas because her game hasn't matured. She's just so athletically talented. You don't notice it until you watch the film. Like she doesn't understand basketball. Like she doesn't. That's crazy to say. She does not understand basketball. Like if you
Mm.
really watch her game, she doesn't understand basketball. She's just so she's in a weird space because she's so talented, but she doesn't understand basketball. That's why I say right now, her best option is to come in as a 3 and be a project where she can be matured slowly, developed
Mhm.
slowly, brought along slowly, where they don't need immediate impact. Because right now she's a tweener. She's really a tweener right now. Because her height, you want to put her at the wing, but she can't shoot. Her athleticism, you want to have her at point of attack as a point of attack guard, but she's not a great facilitator. So like she's a tweener right now. So it's gonna be tough to figure out what she looks like.
Okay, so then my last question, I'm gonna let Brass go, is then would you take her at 10?
At this point, no, I'm not taking her at 10. If I'm Chicago Sky, I don't need her at 10.
Okay.
At this point, because on some draft boards, I was looking earlier today. Two, I forgot who they were. Because I like to go pull up the because I don't like to do draft reports on players that ain't gonna be around at that time because it really don't make no sense. That's why when I did my number 3 pick, I didn't do one on Kiki because Chicago Sky ain't drafting her. So I try to make it more realistic to players that could be around that make sense. And on I think 2 draft boards, they did have her at 10. But Chicago Sky isn't built for her to succeed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're not built for her to succeed, if that answers your second question.
Okay.
What's going on? Appreciate that, Key. What's going on, Brass? Going on?
My nephew. What's up, my man?
Oh, man. Been a minute, man.
Hey, love still strong. Hey, I want y'all to repeat after me. Defense. 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 I don't care about no threes. I don't care about no twos. I don't care about no dribble drive. I don't care about her going left. I don't care about her going right. I don't care about her going up. I don't care about her going to McDonald's to get the veterans milkshakes. I don't care about her getting the Angels meal. I don't care about if she drives. I don't care if she flies a plane. Defense. Defense. And I'm going to say it a billionth time, and you heard me say it many times over the last few months. We need perimeter defense. Our perimeter defense is trash. And you could throw hot sewer water on that. Trash. Saniya, I don't care. You can take as many. I need Saniya to be in the defensive room. Whoever the defensive coach is, I need Saniya to be with the defensive coach of the Chicago Sky. You concentrate on defense, sister. Everything else we'll work on in the offseason. But for right damn now, I need you on defense with your length and your athleticism. As you said, Zoe, defense. Defense. I ain't worried about offense. I need her to stop some damn body, whether that's coming off the bench as a 6th woman or whether I'm coming in with the 2nd unit. Okay, I don't need you to be. I get it. Stop somebody, please. Stop penetration. Stop putting Camilla and Angel in trouble defensively and foul trouble. Stop the perimeter penetration. Defense. Defense. Sonia Centron could be the best defensive duo in the WNBA in a very short amount of time because we have a horrible perimeter defense. We can find offense. Defense. I'm gonna keep on pounding that to the end of time, so defense. Defense. Defense wins championships. Offense wins games and sells tickets. Angelreese is the ticket seller. Camilla Cardoso is the ticket seller. We get Maddie Westbeld in the later rounds. She could be a ticket seller. But right damn now, we're trying to build a championship team, and championships are won by what? Defense. Defense. Let Saniya concentrate on defense, and the rest shall take care of itself. Like I've been saying all year, I want Saniyarivers at number 10.
Hey, hit that like button, man. We got 50 people in here, and I got 34 likes, man. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Brass.
Yo.
I think she could. So I think she could. Again, you already know me. I ain't doing no unnecessary draft report. I only got her on here because she can help the Chicago Sky. My thing is, like I said, like I told Keith, Chicago Sky can't help her. That's
Okay.
not is that the fit. See, that's why I said like if she ends up on a Chicago Sky, she'll end up overseas because her defense is good enough to help anyone, but her overall game, she's so much of a undeveloped talent that she needs to be on a team that has veterans, a great developmental staff, a great coach who can spot utilize her in spots and bring her on slowly where they don't need true impact from her right away. And Chicago Sky just isn't that team. I know the Aces is my team, but the Aces would benefit. She would do better on the Aces. She would do better on she would do better on Seattle, the Aces, and she would even do good on the Wings. She would because she can be that off the bench 3 defensive guard combo wing that they actually need on their team that they're actually missing. They're actually missing a Saniya Rivers. If you look at their roster and their needs, they're probably one of the best teams she could go to right now. Because they're all still young. They don't have championship aspirations. They can bring her on slowly if they got a good staff over there. Like, only thing is I don't trust their coach and his developmental with players like her. But outside of that kind of team would need her play style more than Chicago would. I think you're looking at her play style because of her defense and our perimeter last year. She would just be in the way. Because how would she play with, let's say we get Citron at 3, just hypothetically. Citron's there at 3. You already got Rebecca Allen and Kia Nurse. How would Rivers fit? Like, what impact would she have, Brass?
That's assuming they'll make the team.
I'm saying, no, they don't got guaranteed contracts. They making the team.
Oh, well.
So Nia Rivers is the only person that might not make the team.
Listen, bro. Listen. Again, I get what you're saying. But I'm going to repeat it again. Defense. That's all I need it for. I get what you're saying. We don't have to agree. I disagree. I need Saniya Rivers' length and athleticism because those don't grow on trees. You can't buy it anywhere. You can't just buy it out of the store. It can't be bought. It's got to be born. And got to look through the population of millions to find one like that. That's why.
Yeah. She's
now the only thing I would say is if we could get AZ Fun, if he trades that 10th pick, coupled with another pick, if we get into that top 5 and get the 3 pick and another top 5 pick to get AZ Fun, okay, I'm good with that. But
how will we get 2 top 5 picks?
somebody was bringing that up yesterday as a hypothetical, saying that if Chicago, if Pagliuca somehow decides to trade the 10th or whatever, or something like that, whatever somebody was saying, to say who picks 4th or 5th?
Mystics and the Valkyrie.
Let's just say, well, I don't think the Valkyrie are going to trade down, but just say the Mystics decide, well, we're going to trade down.
The Mystics got the 4th and the 6th pick.
What if they trade down and trade with Chicago? Chicago trades up, give that 10th pick, and that what's their second round pick? How many picks they got in the second round? 2 of them. We got 2 of them, right?
Yeah. Chicago. You need to let me know who said that because I need to hear what they actually said because it better be some good combination of picks because Chicago don't got nothing to get 2 top 5 picks. Like nobody want those 2 second round picks they got for no, that's training camp invites
or next year's first.
Yeah, it must be next year's first because them two picks they got from them 2 picks they got from the Aces, man. That's That's camp invites. That ain't selling nobody.
And this other than the top 3 or 4, this whole draft is camp invites.
So I mean, to get into that, true that, but to get into that top, you would need a to get into that top 5 right now. It would be hard because I don't think Seattle. The only way Seattle moves out of that 2 spot if they get in the superstar. I see them keeping that pick. Dallas ain't trading down. Chicago ain't trading down because we talking about Chicago, so they got the 3 pick. Mystics, I don't see them trading down the 4, maybe the 6. Maybe you could get the 6, but Chicago Sky don't have the right picks to get the 6. Because they could get the 6 if they had like a maybe the 10 and maybe the 15, or maybe the 10 and the 13. Like maybe they could get that 6 pick, but they don't have the right combination. That's why I say whoever said that they must be talking about some picks from next year too. Because this year they don't have the right combination of picks to move up. You would have to bring in a pick from next year.
The reason why I say that, Zoe, is because I don't believe 2 things. I don't believe AZ Fuzz falling to 10, and I don't believe Cheyenne Sellers is falling to 10. I really don't. Some mock drafts got us taking Malanga at 10.
She is falling on some draft boards because, again, she was rated high off the hype that she's like a unicorn, right, overseas. But as the draft gets closer and these players in college are showing their true selves, showing their potential, players overseas going to always fall because they're not in the limelight. You're not seeing them as much. So especially when March Madness comes and some of those players who are rated above her are even like 2 or 3 spots below her, March Madness comes and they perform, she's going to fall again. It's just because they're in the spotlight, you know?
Right.
The only way she don't fall is if a team is stuck on we want Malongo. If a team is not stuck on we want Malongo, then she's gonna fall. That's just the nature of the beast. That happens. No, that happens. That happens. Again, look at the NBA with the Luka Trae Young thing. You know, Luka was rated all the way until the draft, and Atlanta was like, nah.
Right.
We seen Trae at Oklahoma bombing threes. Luke overseas, we don't know, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, you already know how that goes. Again,
just don't believe
still in the draft too if she lands in the right spot.
Unless she gets hurt. Now, AZ, if she plays the rest of the year, she's not falling to 10, bro. And I don't see Cheyenne Sellers falling to 10 too. So for me, it's either Rivers, Maddie Westbell, or somebody else, because because the players that you and HD been talking about, Cheyenne Sellers, and now looking like a now healthy AZ Fudd, she's not dropping the 10 because, like you said, she's the female Klay Thompson. You think the female Klay Thompson's gonna fall to 10? No,
she ain't going. Ozzy ain't going past 7. What you got, Woody Mac?
One thing that I completely respect.
You sound like you're underwater, man. You sound like you're underwater, man. Fix your mic. Fix your mic. Nah, I can't hear you. All right. We'll wait till you come back, Brad. Yes.
I thought I was on my speakerphone. My bad. I didn't realize I still was on my headset. I'm on my speakerphone. Better?
Yeah, you better now. It's better now. What you got?
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah. All I was saying is, and I'm just listening to what Brass is saying, and regardless of, I disagree with, he believes that certain people should fall. He's been completely consistent with, I've always heard him big up Saniyarivers and Maddie Westbell. He's been completely, because he said, I'm up here, even though I'm like, yeah, how Saniya goes at 10 at push, with all the other talent, and even like y'all saying Malonga, which a lot of people were saying, if we were going best available, according to some people's drafts, she technically should be the first pick, again, according to potential, height, athleticism, length, 7'2" wingspan, 6'6", runs like a deer, shoots the 3, like a guard and has guard skill, some guard skills. She ain't about some guard skills, good protective ball handling. She technically should be the first pick, but again, depends on what people value. A lot of people is like, yo, some people were saying Saniya Rivers talking about Saniya Rivers could be mid-second round, right? When you take into account like all the other players of need and best available according to what her skill set is, like basically a like defender. I think she would be great for the Liberty because we need perimeter defense, but that's like a second round pick for us if we have. You know what I mean? Not necessarily a first round talent. As long as we got sellers on the board and a couple other, you know what I mean, a couple other people who give you a little defense and give you some offense, give you, both sides, something on both ends consistent.
Yeah, I mean, I could see her on the Liberty, but I think the Liberty value shooting too much. I mean, I know y'all could use her on defense, right? But I just think y'all coach. I know y'all coach. She values shoot everywhere. Look at her track record. She just values shooting too much. Like that's why why you think Jacquel Jones is so important. Like she values shooting. So I don't. If she's in the draft room, I ain't gonna lie, Woody Mac. If your coach is part of that draft room, they ain't drafted Saniya. I ain't gonna lie. She just values shooting too much. If you're gonna be a defensive player, you got to be 3-and-D to be on her team. You got to be 3-and-D. You got to be able to catch and shoot, and she's not a catch and shoot player. Her catch and shoot is horrible. She shoots like 28% on catch and shoot shots.
Yeah.
So again, that's why I say like you gotta hold those things into account when you look at the team. That's why I always try to tell people, and they always try to like go back and forth, and I'd be like, nah, I'm just telling you, when you're looking at putting a player on a team, you can't just look at the stats and how what they play like. You got to combine what that team needs and what that coach likes to do, the players that's going to be around them. Yes, they can, like even a Cheyenne Sellers. She wouldn't even be good on the Liberty because
that's the pick I'm hoping we get at 7.
Nah, y'all gonna waste her, man. Y'all gonna waste her.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Y'all gonna waste some Sellers, man. Y'all gonna waste Sellers, man. Nah.
If she's a playmaking forward, if she's a playmaking combo guard, right? A playmaking combo guard. We lost our point guard. We got Sabrina running point, even though she's out here operating, so to speak, kind of like the Steph Curry type of role, type of point guard. You know what I mean? Like yeah, she can run point, but she's more so just initiating offense and trying to get her own looks. Putting her at the 3, because I can see right now with that height, 6'2", the ability to run point or point forward, some height, the potential is out the roof. If not, say Malonga falls to us, because that's all I've been hearing is if Malonga falls to 7, they'll take Malonga, or maybe Anissa Morrow 7. It's like all I'm hearing is either Anissa Morrow, Dominique Malonga, and now Cheyenne Sellers' name coming up for 7 for us. And all of those scenarios, I think is cool. Some are more promising.
Y'all don't have a first round pick, huh?
Huh? Second round?
Y'all don't have a first round pick, huh?
We do 7.
7?
Which 7 is a good spot. You want? I would assume.
Y'all play style. Woody Mac, I know that's your team, but if you watch how I talk about them, you can tell I watch them. Y'all play style. Ozzie Fudd is the only player in that first round that would actually fit on y'all team because of how y'all like to move the ball. Like Cheyenne Sellers,
a little bit of shooting, a little bit of defense.
Yeah, Cheyenne Sellers, the ball could get stuck a little time because again, the ball is Sabrina could be as good as she want to be. At the end of the day, the ball gonna be in Stewie's hand, and she gonna dictate the offense and who gets the shot. So Sabrina and Stewie plays well off of each other because Sabrina doesn't actually need the ball, right? Even though she's
she can come off. She can come off of some action.
You bring her off some pick and roll. You run her and Jacquel on off ball pick and roll. She can get her a shot, and Jacquel just pops low, and she'll flare off for a 3-pointer. Like Cheyenne Sellers would be in their way because her best attribute is on ball offense, not off ball offense. So your Stevenses, your Laney Hamiltons, your Thorntons, they play good in that system because they only need 6 shots a game to be effective. That's not Cheyenne Sellers' game.
Now, for your girl, Saniyarivers here, right? How tall is she again? Like 6'1", 6 foot?
6'1".
6'1". Like even still, I would favor that. I don't think we got a second round pick though, but I would favor. And I say like you look at Saniyarivers, right? Saniyarivers, because of the height again, athleticism, height, and the ability to defend. I think that'd be another great look to help what we might be lacking on perimeter defense. But again, as a second round option, remember if you've been watching the draft boards closely, Saniya was like top 10 projected, and she keeps falling. Now again, what people gonna do, we don't know what people gonna do. What the tournament's gonna hold, it can turn it around. But I mean, it kind of at this point, what you've been showing me, kind of for the most part, what people been putting on, what you've been putting on film in out of conference play against weaker teams, you kind of are what you are for the most part, unless you're gonna have like out of body experience against better competition, which that's far fetched, but some people do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I seen like when she started off.
Matt, let me say this. We gotta. I hear this a lot in the YouTube channels for some reason. It's very weird that this always. We need to stop looking at the entire draft board and saying if this player plays well in March Madness, they'll move up. That only happens every other year, and that only happens to 1 or 2 players. Everybody don't got the benefit of the doubt of March Madness. So I need a lot of people to get that out of their head that if all 18 of these players play good in March Madness, they could move up. Look, how you gonna move up if you only got 17 players in front of you? Like, I don't be understanding that. Quarterback, they be acting like he's gonna be like a 1A, 1B in the draft. I don't be understanding what people be like. They be having every time I hear somebody say a player name, they say if they play good in March Madness, they can move up. What are they moving up to?
Right. Why I could say why I can slightly get with that thinking though. Again, it's like you gotta go out of body. You're in the tournament against supposedly the best teams, right? So let's say you have an amazing run. You have an amazing run, and it was on your shoulders. You was out of body all the way to the championship. Like, how do we not see you? It'd be something like that. How do we not see you? Type of scenario. Like, how do we not notice you? And you're doing it against better competition. Like, was she on anybody's board? Was anybody paying attention to, it would have to be.
Watermack, remember, if you look at the past years when you got that surprise pick that get moved up from March Madness, it ain't from one of the blue chip schools. It'll be like a Delaware come out of nowhere with a shooter that'll go hot during the tournament. They'll end up a second round draft pick. Your first round is literally solidified. They might move around a little bit, but nobody doing March Madness gonna really get them into that first round, especially in WNBA. Because the picks you only got 12 picks. It's very hard to get into that first round because they've been playing like that all year.
So can I get in here somewhere? Can I get in here?
Yeah, what you got, Uncle J? What you got, Uncle J?
Hey, niece and nephews, what's good with you? Listen, Woody, don't start. Y'all come on here. Y'all be hating the sky. Everybody we got our eye on. Now all of a sudden y'all want. Y'all wasn't talking about no Cheyenne Sellers. You wasn't talking about Olivia Miles. Now everybody wants Cheyenne Sellers and Olivia Miles. Back off, man. You can have Shania Rivers, Maddie Westphal.
Don't get around. I think in the second round.
Yo, Fever fans got us taking Georgia Moore. We don't want her. We don't want that.
That's wild right there.
Right, we trying to compete. We don't want no Georgia Moore and who else they said? Maddie Westphal. She's okay, but we got Angel. We got Rebecca.
Uncle J.E. What I saw was people saying, some of the content creators, y'all should take Amore at 10 and go from a longer 3. That is a crazy combination. But
they need to
again,
take the upside. You need to take that channel.
Watch him. Look, the upside.
What you say so?
Water Mac, I already made the statement, Water Mac. In 2025, we taking YouTube channels away. We taking basketball cards away in 2025. We gotta stop this madness, man. We gotta stop this. It's going too far. It's going too far.
Bro, I would take Raven Johnson before I take Amor. That's a fact. They know I don't like Raven, but I would take Raven Johnson before I take Amor. Come on, man. She too little.
Ain't built like that,
five.
man.
She 5'1". I mean, I'm
She ain't built like
exaggerating.
that. She
Right.
not built for the Uncle J.E. No matter how talented Giorgio Moore is, she's not built for the next level. She's not built for it. She's not built for the. She gonna be overseas. She gonna get a training camp invite, and she'll be overseas.
She's gonna be playing in her home country, Australia, who has their own league.
She's just not built.
I hope Jeff P. I hope he's watching and he's listening to us. If Olivia Miles is not there at 3, take Sellers at 3. You gotta take her. She's gonna be gone. After the 10 pick, you can negotiate the 10 pick because there's a lot of options. But if you don't take Sellers at 3, he's gonna miss out on this draft, man. Because I think Paige, Olivia, and Sellers are the best players in this, and Ozzy are the best players in this draft, bro. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I want to throw a scenario at you, and this also a second two. I want to throw a scenario, and also got a question. How many picks do the Sky got in the second round?
2.
Yeah, you got 2. Okay, now she's probably not going to be around for you to get her. And I love her as a player. I would like to see her on Liberty. But again, that's like pie in the sky. You know, you want everybody that look like they can help. Michaela Timpson. But she probably
which
will
player
not
are
be
you talking
around.
about?
Huh?
Woody, which player are you talking about exactly?
Michaela Timpson, second round type of options. Michaela Timpson, because people say they need a backup for Angel. Well, Michaela Timpson is a hellified shot blocker, rim protector, right? That does help. That does address, you know what I mean, one thing that y'all lost and a need, a backup for Angel and a potential starter level player, depending on how she shake out, Michaela. And you don't need her for her offense. She's a defense-minded player and a rebounder. She's a heck-of-fied athlete. Like, she's underrated athletic too, right?
Woody,
Michaela Timpson.
we need a guard. We missing 17 points.
I'm talking about second round.
We need a guard.
Second round. I'm talking about with your second round. If you got to win the second round, and if you somehow manage to swing it where you're keeping most of the picks, at least 3 out of the 4, I say, all right, second round, keep Michaela Timpson in mind because the upside is there. She can give you a little something on offense too, and hellified athletic. I do like the option of going with Saniyarivers for that perimeter defense. You would prefer more two-way minded like a Sonya Citron. But now I was saying the scenario I'm going to throw at y'all. Let's say you get what you want at 3. Everybody say whoever y'all got in mind for 3, and Anissa Morrow's on the board, and Cheyenne Sellers is on the board at your next at the 10th pick. Where all y'all, what would y'all do?
So
Cheyenne Sellers and Anissa Morrow's on the board,
I didn't hear the players.
And you got what you wanted at 3.
We got what we
already got Olivia. We got Olivia.
Whoever in your mind that you want.
So let's say we got Olivia. Let's say we got Olivia. We got Olivia at 3, and who's available at 10?
Anissa Morrow and Cheyenne Sellers, for some reason, is both available at 10.
I'll take Sellers.
When the time comes.
I'm taking Cheyenne.
I'll take Sellers.
I'm taking Sellers.
Wouldn't that be kind of redundant though?
No, because because Sellers is better off the ball as far as like a 2 guard than a point guard. She's better at scoring, like in the motion of the flow of the offense than she is at facilitating. And her and Olivia Miles, if both of them are on the Chicago Sky with Camila Cardoso, man, we running the floor.
Yep,
we running the floor.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Not Olivia Miles. See, this is why I'm so mad at Jeff. You want Olivia Miles, but you ain't get Rebecca Allen and Kia Nurse. They don't run the floor.
Facts.
They're not wings. Michaela doesn't run the floor. What are we doing? You're literally taking away Olivia's best talent, best skill set, literally by the players you signed. You're literally saying, like that's why I don't see what his vision is because you like I'm done with Jeff, man. I gave him a chance, but I'm done with Jeff.
Facts.
I don't know if it's more so it's like they just flying by the seat of their pants, or they just trying to tread water until 27, the 27 draft.
They're gonna tread their way out of Camilla and Angel going elsewhere.
But here's the thing though, Brass, even then when you come up to 27, they still got another year on their contract. So they ain't going nowhere till 28. So it's like, yeah, you playing games if you thinking you can tread water, because you're not going to be terrible in 3 years. Like, that's 3 years of development. You're not going to be terrible. And maybe I've even heard it been said, Tyler Marsh, because he's a player development coach, they might just be utilizing him to discard him to the side by the time he finally gets them to where they're, you know what I mean, they're all-star caliber continuously by year 3, year 4, you know what I mean? And then maybe again, if you're treading water and you got a good draft pick and all these, the Madison Bookers and so on and so forth of the world that people probably want a chance to get at in 27 is coming out. You know what I mean? Get one of them picks. Now we need to upgrade our coach. Let's go get whoever you want. Let's bring Bill Lambert. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Type of situation. I've even heard that scenario been floated out there, and I was like, he is a player that no experience. You can see the benefit of hiring him. He develops players, and look what you got. Two, you know what I mean? 2 superstar rookies. Or 1 superstar rookie. I don't know how y'all feel about Camilla. 1 superstar rookie.
Camilla's a star. She's a star.
Camilla's a star.
Superstar,
her play style just isn't pretty to some people. Camilla's a star.
Yeah. Okay.
My thing is Pagliuca has not improved the image of the Chicago Sky front office. So waiting until 27 is stupid, because now you're talking about bringing in even more rookies in 27.
Yeah.
So, Camilla and Angel are winners. They won championships. You're not going to win championships bringing on freshmen. Rookies. They're getting rookies this year already. Got 4 picks. And if they use all 4 picks, those are rookies. Where's the veteran leadership? Where's the veteran players? Not Kia Nurse, not Acme basketball players. Real basketball players to put around Camilla and Angel. You ain't gonna put real players around when they all rookies don't know what the hell they doing. And you're gonna wait till 27. And on top of that, people are saying, look, let's wait till the big time free agent year. Who's gonna want to come to Chicago? And what makes you think the other 11 teams ain't going for the same free agents that have better facilities, better reputation in the front office, and better history as far as how they treat their players? Nobody wants to go to
if you want a job and all the other jobs is filled, now all those second tier players are we got money to throw at. Follow the analogy. It's like everybody good is gone and we need a solid player, and here comes Breonna Turner. Hey, well, we got an extra $250K, a $250,000 to throw at you. You want to come play for the Sky?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He had that money this year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just
saying when the money goes up, and then everybody that other teams want is taken off the board, and now you got those middle tier type of players. I would consider middle tier, like your Tiffany Hayes, right? Your middle tier type of players. But I got a whole bunch of money and everybody else to sign. Well, hey Tiffany, I got a whole bunch of money. You want to come play over here? So you can make like an average team. You know what I'm saying?
Woody, we got money now.
Yeah,
we got money now.
We still got $450 in cap space.
Chicago players
still have $450 in cap space, like just sitting there. Like, I mean, your 2 first-round picks, right? They only getting that 70 grand. So you take away their 140. You still got what, 310 in cap space. That's just sitting there. No, no, with no plan. Like Jeff is doing a horrible job at planning for the future. Like I don't know what we're waiting on. Like Jeff, nobody gonna want to come there in 2027, even though you got cap space. Nobody wanted to come there this year.
Right.
And people got to remember this. If I'm a player, right, I would rather come to a team that got Angelreese and Camila Cardozo when they still got 3 years left on their contract, not one. In 2027, they're gonna have 1 year left on their contract. I'm probably fighting against coming there at that point because they might be leaving and I'm gonna be stuck here on a 3-year contract. That lets you know Chicago is in the bad place. I'd rather come here while Camilla and Angelreese still got 3 years left on their contract. I know they're gonna be here for the next 3 years.
Prince, he didn't even try to snipe nobody. Like he didn't even try to snipe nobody off nobody's team.
Overpay,
like he's just
just overpay.
Right.
Like,
go get somebody. Atkins is sitting right there. I mean, I'll go get Atkins. You know, Washington hasn't made no moves yet.
Atkins would have to come to trade, though. I do believe Atkins would have to come to like trade and stuff. And that's what I'm saying. That's the danger of that 1 year rental thing. Because again, keep in mind, everybody off the books next year, the way they did their contracts. That's a dangerous position to put yourself in. Because you're gonna give up a draft pick to go get Ariel Atkins. And that's like it could be a 1 year rental.
We could give up that 10 and maybe the 2 second rounds.
Though. That's dangerous.
That's not dangerous.
I'm not with that.
We need to
Woody Mac. I don't care if they want to Woody Mac. I don't care if they're on a 1 year rental because it's not about
impression, it's image. We trying to show people that we're trying to win. We come with a JV team right now, man. We got Kier Nurse as our shooting guard. Come on, man.
Look at this team, Woody Mac. Hold on, Woody Mac. When I look at team, hold on, Woody Mac. Hold on, Woody Mac. This question is
Murray was there for you at 10.
This question is for you, Woody Mac. Look at this screen. Can you see this screen? Can you see the screen? How many? Be honest with yourself. This is what I always tell people. Be honest with yourself. How many players under contract for 2025 are actual starters? I'm talking starters. How many players on this team? Starters.
Reese, Cardoso, Vandersloot, Onueri.
Woody Mac. I said starters, not potential to start. I'm talking you line up the whole WNBA and you restructure these teams. Or those 4 players you said are all 4 of them starting on teams. Not on the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, a lot of teams. Even and maybe I'm slightly biased. Even Vandersloot for your Lord General, even in her advanced age, she still would be a better option than most people. And Onueri for her versatility and size, she would probably not start many places, but she's better than a few other options in a couple of places. She's better than Victoria Vivian.
But you just proved my point.
What are you tapping?
You just proved my point with your explanation. We don't have a starting 5.
You don't have a full starting 5, but you got 4 good players. You got 4 good ones.
McKellar is not starting on 80% of the league.
True.
That's what I'm talking about, Woody Mac. I'm talking about you can just put them on the team and they're a viable starter. That's what the great teams have. The great teams have a good starting 5.
The good teams, they ain't even got to be great.
We not even trying to build a good starting 5 for the future. Like this, what is this? What is this, Ross? Look at this. What am I doing with this?
Not much. That looks like a last place team to me.
Kamal here said Rebecca Allen will start on a lot of WNBA teams. Kamal Hilliard, what team would Rebecca Allen start on? Remember, she's a 2. She wouldn't start on the Aces. She wouldn't start on the Mercury.
Like my mama and Liberty. Like my mother and them from down south used to say, now. She ain't gonna start a now team.
Now team.
She would start on the Valkyrie.
Oh,
They rebuilding, and she might would start on the Valkyrie.
right.
Hey,
Exactly.
that's Burke. I think Burke is they starting too. She wouldn't start on the Valkyrie. Or is that Thornton over there? Which one is over there? Thornton or Burke?
No, but then again, they got so many. They took so many guards. I don't know who they gonna do. They took Carla Lay, who could be a star in this league. I ain't gonna say super. She could be a star in this league because of her. She's a shot creator, hellified shot creator, right? They got Kennedy Burke. They took Maria Conde, but she did get injured. I mean, they took a lot of guards, so I don't know. I even think they took the older Australian chick who was like 29. Wickham. They took her too, right? I think they took her too. And if you hear singing in the background, it's Miami. I'm here at work. I work in the church.
Wardy Mac, because I do want to get everybody the last take because I'm about to go do the live stream with Showtime. Wardy Mac, Kamal said she started on the Liberty. Would Rebecca Allen start on the Liberty?
Today, no. Today, no.
So Kamal, what are you talking about? We're talking about today, not the past. Again, we're playing the players of today. We're not playing the players of the past. We're not playing the 08 Mercury. We're about to play the 2025 Mercury. Come on, that's what I be talking about. We got to stop living in the past, man. But Brad, I'm gonna get you first. Final take on Saniya Rivers, her overall grade, your analysis, and where you think she should fall.
I think that she's her upside is tremendous. She's with a lousy coach. I don't like North Carolina. I've always said that from day one that she should have never came. She never should have transferred out of South Carolina. And if she was to transfer out of South Carolina, she should have went and played for somebody like Carol Lawson or go play for Gino Auriemma or somebody else other than the dude she's playing for now. Somebody that develops players. I think that but she wanted to stay home, close to home. So I ain't gonna blame a kid for that, but it stunted her growth. But for me, again, if AZ Fudd and Cheyenne Sellers ain't at 10, defense, Saniya Rivers.
And you just hoping Tyler Marsh could develop her shot?
Develop her defense. Defense.
No, I'm saying her shot. Because she can't just
do that later. Hey, do that while she's learning defense. But do that on the side.
That's what I'm asking you. Like, your best hope for her is she gets drafted to the sky for defense, and Tyler Marsh develops her shot over time.
Hey, that would be icing on the cake. Yes, sir. I agree. That would be icing on the cake. But for right now, I need her to stop some damn body because, again, Chicago Sky's perimeter defense is hot, wet garbage.
Okay. Next, Wardy Matt.
I'll catch you on Showtime.
Best,
So,
yeah, right. best potential landing spot for Saniya Rivers. You think is basically what you would like to answer to?
Yeah, and just your overall analysis of her.
Great athlete, athleticism, like next level athleticism. Even for in comparison to other women, which could be turned into something. Don't know what could draw in that raw skill, raw talent, and to get an opportunity to showcase, even to just get minutes, to get burned, get run. Yeah, maybe her best option, even though I don't like it, yes, would be Connecticut, would be the Sky, because they probably would give her a chance a year or two. You know what I mean? Because what she does very well, they utilize. So, and then teams that are winning organizations, but she'd be in a winning culture. Yeah, you say the Aces, but I don't think she would have that long of a rope Like I think her leash would be extremely short there. You know what I'm saying? So in those scenarios, if you can swing it in a way like Dallas ain't like they trying to do nothing, you throw another defender in there like a Dejanay and a Saniya, I think that would probably be the best the perimeter defense in the league if they could, if Dallas could get that. If Dallas takes that, don't know what they're trying to do, and I think they have the first or second pick out of this round. I would.
I think they have the first pick. They switched it because I think they have the 8th pick now.
Okay. I think it would be the best overall scenario for Dallas. One, most likely for Dallas, because when you got Dejanay already, now your perimeter defense, you went from bottom feeding defense to a better defense, even though the list is still kind of trash defense. You went from a bottom to a better defense, a much better defense, and then the sky because of need. And then I can see the aces. Aces and
so Dallas got the first, the 13th. They got the first and the 13th pick. The first and the 12th. The first, the 12th, and the 14th.
That might be a move. Actually, might be the move. You pair her next to Dejanay. Listen to saying the sky, because the sky to have a chance. That means Dallas would have to ignore that thinking that I'm thinking for a top of the second round potential. If they're not trying to go for like a stretch big, because Tierra McCown don't stretch the bit, they don't stretch the floor, right? And it's more likely it would be a second round option for the sky. But like I think her best option to get away from that losing coach in Connecticut right now, Dallas probably is the best option because it'd be a terrorizing perimeter defense.
Yeah. Well, appreciate that. Uncle J.E., close us out, man.
Yo, I appreciate you having me on stage. Appreciate the opportunity to speak, but I'm gonna keep it very succinct, very brief. Saniya, she can go. I would take her at 10 if no one else, like everyone else, is all the other higher prospects are gone. I would take her at 10. She is a project. She doesn't. She probably knows that she's the best athletic player in this coming out of this draft, but she doesn't play like it at times. She defers a lot. She is a project. She would probably need like two more years before she come into something that's noticeable as far as I wouldn't say great, but good player, at least a good player.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But her potential is high, but she just needs some work, that's all. And she would fit good on a team that's ready to win, because they probably sit her down. Like Minnesota, they got Alyssa Pili already, so they probably won't pick her. But she can go to New York or some other team that's ready to win and just be a project. But I appreciate you, having me on. But stop giving us them crazy picks, those who don't like the sky, man. We don't want them crazy people on our team, man. Maddie Westbell and Georgia Amore. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, they need to stop that, man. Yeah.
And bro, Wody better not say nothing else.
Do a draft report on Georgia Amore. Just know that,
bro.
Just know that.
Wody better not say nothing else to us. He had the church cleaner, whatever he doing, man. Listen, you better get it right.
Man, y'all wild, man. Y'all wild. But appreciate that, Uncle J.E., man.
Right.
Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you.
That. Appreciate that.
I'm out.
All right. Again, appreciate all of y'all for pulling up. This was the Chicago Sky Series episode 8 with Saniyarivers. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button. Very good content goes on over here. Very good breakdown analysis goes on over here. Hit that subscribe button, man. Again, we'll be back next Tuesday, same time, for the number 9 episode. Be sure to check the community post later next week for my number 9 episode and who I have I'm breaking down next. Again, appreciate y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe. Go back and watch my other videos. Again, if you've been on my community posts, Juju coming Thursday, same time, 4:30 Central Standard Time. Will be in the Juju Paradox. And let's find out why she's the most intriguing prospect in the last 20 years. But again, other than that, y'all be cool. I'm headed over to Showtime to do the Unrivaled Live. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all go back and like my other videos. Make sure y'all check out my video from yesterday with me and my homegirl Key. The takeover, the takeover show. Make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all comment on that one. Let me know y'all thoughts on that video. It helps me stay in the algorithm, right? Make sure you like that video. If you haven't liked that video, just go click the like button. Go click the thumbs up button, man. And next week, we'll be back for episode number 2 every Monday. That one airs. The draft report airs every Tuesday, and I do a particular player breakdown every Thursday. That's basically my schedule as of now, and I'll sprinkle in some episodes here and there throughout the week when I got time. But other than that, man, y'all be cool, y'all be smooth, and I'll see y'all on Thursday, man. Deuces.
I be smoking on that motherfucking voodoo. I be real, just like doodle. Tell me I don't need ring. I be going slow, out there leaning. All my diamonds from the spleen.